What up? What up, y'all? How y'all doing? Get ready to start the show. Waiting on KL and the comrade. If you want, you can dial into the show. We can bring you on real quick if you like. That's up to you. You guys a chance to join the show as we wait on the Russian and the Kalester. I'm hanging in there, Keith. Been rough, man. I just realized my eyes look like I've been beat to shit. Keith is talking about we missed Sunday's show because I got the COVID. So my wife's in there. You can hear her coughing. She's got it worse than I do. I wanted to do the show tonight, so we're going to get after it. Holding out, brother. Holding out. I think I sound kind of raspy though, but I use my voice all the time, so I feel like my voice feels a little flat. But yeah, I'm holding my own. I'm waiting on the other guys to get here. If any of y'all want to call in and talk about the North Carolina thing real quick, have at it. So we're all up in quarantine. There's Jackpot. Let's bring Jackpot on with us. Hello, Jackpot.
Hey, bud. How you doing?
Jackpot. Hold on, Jackpot. There you go. Hi, Jackpot.
Hey, hear me?
How you doing? Yeah, I can hear you. Let me see if I can. Okay, so that does that. Mute that one.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You hear me? Okay, good. You feeling all right? You up to this?
Fuck yeah.
All right.
I'll be fine.
Good.
Figure out. Okay, so I'm gonna mute that.
It's gotta be some scary shit, huh?
Yeah. It's a little different, but we're holding our own here. Let's see here. We get the comrade in here. We'll be good to go. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll figure this thing here out. Hardware out. Oh, okay. Hardware out. E1 is what? Do you have symptoms? My wife does not think I'm kissing some chick named Rona. That's funny. Holy shit. Trying to fix something here. Let's see here. What can I... Cute. Yo, boo boo boo. Where am I? Okay. Oh wait, oh, hello. Yo. Up mix one. There we go. All right, hey Kill, you can hear me, right?
Yep.
No? You can't hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Boom. All right, so you can't hear me now, though.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Dude, turn that down, man. Too loud. My son's over here playing I don't know, some game where he's killing lots of people. Let's see here. Hardware input. Oh, let's go her to. All right, let's just go.
No.
Yep, you should be able to hear me now.
Yeah, now I can.
And how about now?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. I've got like a double feed in my ear. It's driving me fucking batshit, but I'll have to figure that out later. There's the comrade. Hello,
Hold on.
comrade.
Let me hold on one second. Let me connect my other internet point that's closer to my computer because my son is playing Fortnite right now.
My son's playing. I don't know what this game is called. Jane, what are you playing, son? Oh, he's playing Watch Dogs.
All you people got sons in there playing games with you and everything else. Mine's out delivering damn pizzas somewhere.
No, your son's chasing whitetail. That's what your son's doing.
Well, that too, probably.
I don't play Fortnite with him. I can't stand Fortnite, but I play MLB The Show with him. I play Madden with him. There's some epic games with John and I on Madden that we put on YouTube that are just. I came from behind one time and basically made him cry. Then same thing with Will. I had a walk-off 3-run shot with the Giants with the Dodgers off the foul pole, and he cried for like an hour. And my wife got mad at me and told me I got to stop beating him because he can't handle it. That's not.
I used to play my son all the time in that last PlayStation game, the last college football one, the last one that was any good.
Yeah.
Whatever it was called. Yeah. I used to punt him all the time. I used to let him kick my ass with whoever he was. I pretend like I was Taj Boyd.
Yeah, we played it before, but I don't play Fortnite. But they're all Fortnite addicted now. We have to set time limits and all that stuff because it'll sit there and zone out the whole day.
All right, are you good to go, comrade?
I'm good.
All right, and let me start the recorder here. All right, here we go. Welcome into the latest edition of the Rob, Comrade, and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining me here on, of course, wherever you find this podcast. You find it just about anywhere. But I represent the Clemson Tigers on this podcast. Winners of 2 out of the last 3 national championships. We also have a couple of co-hosts. Of course, the bald man from the upstate. We'll start with him tonight. Welcome in, Kale Hall. Kale, what's going on, friend?
Glad to be here. Glad to see that you through and decided to.
Yeah.
Huh?
Decided to break down North Carolina, right?
Yep.
All right. We also have a gentleman that is one of the most hated men on the internet, blocked by everyone. But you do not see him doing what a certain media fixture of high school sports did this week. He is the comrade, Mike Dobreski. Mike, good evening, sir.
It is good to be here. I am an alum from the real Carolina, and tonight we'll talk about the fake Carolina. But it's good to be here. It's been a week. I'm glad that Rob is drinking some looks like some juice right there to get him over the vid. I'm gonna call it the vid.
The vid.
And so it's good to be back on a Wednesday. I am like sweating like crazy. My son has a baseball game tonight, so I'm all beaten up in mosquitoes and the whole deal. So, but it's good to be on the show tonight talking a little college football. Hopefully, we'll have college football come fall. So,
well, we can do an entire show and we can talk about, do we think we're going to have the college football or not? To be honest with you, I honestly don't fucking know. And I honestly don't think that anybody really and truthfully knows yet. I mean, we don't really have a hard set, you know.
Well, the Ivy League canceled their season today and possibly moved it to the spring. And everybody's putting posts up on Facebook. Oh, here we go. Here it goes. Since when? I mean, since when are they like the straw that stirs the drink for college football? It's the fucking Ivy League. They don't even play it. They won't even play in the damn postseason. It doesn't matter if Harvard goes 10-0, 11-0. They won't sniff the FCS playoffs because they just don't do that. So I really they don't give a shit about football anyway.
It's true, but I will say this though. Back in March, the Ivy League was the first one to cancel their basketball tournament, and it was kind of early, and everyone goes, "Man, they're kind of jumping the gun." Like, whoa. And then, like, it turns out that so I think people are kind of using that. Hopefully it's
Yeah. The comrade's right on that, but comrade's froze up on us there. We'll let him come back to us in a moment. But the Ivy League is like, they're interesting in that they have no contact practices. Remember that, Kale? Like they started that first. Dude, Dad's working. Calm down, man. They have the no contact practices. They were the first ones to start that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I know that there are a couple of and I think Kale posted this the other day. There's a couple of like Belton Honeypath and some other school in the upstate has already canceled their fall sports. Am I right on that, Kale? Remember you posted that? Yeah. A couple. Yeah, so I think the high school stuff is going to be no. I think the high school stuff is going to be a little bit further than people think. But as far as college goes, I don't know, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting to say the least.
Well, with high schools canceling they cancel their seasons out, then where's that going to leave us in recruiting next year? You know what I mean? I mean, who are they going to be recruiting? That's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, it's turning out to be a mess.
It's all just a big shit show. And
it is, but the reality is that we don't really know. We don't really know what we don't know what we're going to be able to do as far as the college football goes. I think we're all in for a rut, to be honest with you.
He's getting mad right now. I think he's doing some bitching. Opening up a can of whoop ass.
Well, we are going to preview North Carolina tonight.
And once again, well, boys and girls, I'm watching the replay of last year's Georgia-Florida game. Rodrigo Blankenship just hit a field goal a minute ago, and Georgia's winning right now 3-0. But we know it didn't stay that way.
This is the Georgia-South Carolina game? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're watching?
No, this is the Georgia-Florida game.
Oh, Georgia-Florida.
Yeah. Georgia just hit a field goal, and they're up right now 3-0.
Three to Dick. Holy shit, Kale. And that ended up being a crazy game, didn't it? Or was that a blowout?
No, it was like 24-17, I think. Pretty close.
Yeah, that's right. It was a close game. All right, let's add the comrade back to the mix.
Sorry about that. We have a little internet malfunction over here at the house. We just kicked off some kids off of Fortnite, but it should help.
Well, my son's flipping out because he doesn't want to go to bed, which is kind of funny. Anyway, Comrade, tell us a little bit about our sponsor, Callaway's. Go ahead and talk about Callaway's for a minute.
All right, Callaway's, Mike Muse, Billy Muse, great pizza. I go for the pizza. You might go for the wings, for the beer. I go for the pizza every time. West Columbia across from Walmart. They have, what's the golf game? What's the game called again? I went blank.
Golden Tee.
Golden Tee. I was going to call it Birdie King.
Golden Tee.
That is not it. Golden Tee. Go check out Callaway's. Great people. I wish to get back out there. My wife has me on restriction right now for going out to bars because of the COVID. And she actually told me, because you got it. She goes, see, that's why he got it. And I'm like going, all right, whatever.
That's not why I got it. I got it from the wife, but okay.
But anyway, so but get out there.
Bar and Grill. You can find them at Callaway'sBarandGrill.com, and they've been sponsoring the show, and they take care of the show.
And if you have a wife like mine who wants you to go right now till the COVID's over, you can order takeout. I did it like 3 or 4 times in March. I'd go pick up a pizza and bring it home and do all that stuff too. So they're real flexible in that way too. Great food, great atmosphere. Can't wait to get back out there.
Yeah.
All right, we also have DNC Trucking.
If you live up here with me in the upstate, and you go to a bar during this pandemic, don't fucking shoot anybody, okay?
That's true. Anthony Keith, actually, my internet's really good. The problem was I've got one kid on the Nintendo Switch, one on the PS4, and one on his phone, all playing Fortnite together. So I kicked them all off and said, that's probably too much. Plus, they were screaming in the background.
That's a mess. Of course, we also have DNC Trucking and Transport, the No Spin Zone segment with the Comrade. Comrade, read away.
Oh, hold on, we pulled it up. I had to go and get out of this because of
yeah.
Here we go. All right, here we go.
The Spin Zone segment, by the way, is like the Comrade gets injected with truth serum, and he spits facts in the No Spin Zone with Dennis Wilson from DNC Trucking and Transport. Comrade, read away for this week.
It sucks to be a Gamecock. I wish that I had a man with the character that Dabo Sweeney has to run my football program. The magic number for the podcast tonight is 5. Will the Gamecocks get 5 wins this season? Will it take? Hold on. Good Lord, how'd you write this? Will it take me 5 years of squats to get an ass like Dennis Wilson? I am the reason Kale Hall pisses in his sink. It's utterly shameful to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
That's courtesy of Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. Holy crap, that's great. Dennis, of course, one of the great guys out there, man. DNC Trucking and Transport. They like to move products around. That's what they do. All right, so we're going to break down North Carolina tonight. We always start with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Comrade, do you have something good, bad, or ugly to say about North Carolina?
I'm going to say bad, okay? And I thought about doing ugly, but I'll go bad, okay? And the bad is this.
All right.
The Tar Heels are set up to disappoint people this year because they're everyone's little darling team. Because last year they shocked everybody, myself included. I had them like playing like crap. I had us beating them easily, the whole deal. And actually, we had them beaten, and then we, whatever. I mean, granted, our quarterback got hurt in the first damn quarter or the first play, whatever there was. Whatever. I mean, he got hurt in the end of the game, but still, regardless, I just think they're kind of like Syracuse in the way last year. Remember last year, everyone's like Syracuse, oh, look up her. And we kind of told you, we kind of saw that Syracuse can come back to the pack. I feel the same way. Great year last year. I'm not going to take anything away from them. But they had some bounces go their way last year. Right. They won some games they probably shouldn't have won last year. And I think it will even out this year. I don't think they're as good as everyone thinks they're going to be. And I think their point spreads and their win total are all inflated. Right. And so I think if you were going to make some money this year, if you just rode their opposing team with the points, I think you'd make some money this year. I think you'd make a little bit of money.
Gail, do you have something good, bad, or ugly to say about the UNC Tar Heels?
Well, I got something good to say. They have 2,000 yards worth of rushing and 2,000 yards worth of receiving, returning to their team. Not many teams can say that, not even the Clemson Tigers.
You are right about that. They do have a lot of stuff returning. I've got an interesting stat on North Carolina. They went 3-6 last season in games decided by 7 points or less, losing those 6 contests by a combined total of 26 points. So that's about 4 points a game. And, of course, they were the only team in the regular season to give Clemson any problems. I mean, they came within converting a 2-point conversion of beating Clemson. So Matt Brown is a great coach, and he's also building a program. You would think that, Will Muschamp working under him, he would know how to build a program, but Will Muschamp does not know how to do that. He learned absolutely nothing from Matt Brown. Otherwise, he would have built South Carolina into something decent, but he's going to get fired at the end of the season. So that doesn't say much for the coaching tree for Coach Brown, but Coach Brown, when he's in there doing his thing, he can obviously you look at the recruiting rankings and look what he had last year. Of course, someone on this podcast was adamant. There was no chance in hell that North Carolina was going to win that game.
They shouldn't have.
They beat you. So I
tell things the way they should be, the way they should be, not the way they are. It was a gift wrapped up.
Who won the game?
We lost the game.
No. Who won the game?
We beat ourselves.
Get the fuck out of here with all that. You really are.
Oh, that's what you always say. That's the Clemson mantra. We beat ourselves, man. I tell you what.
You can say that when you've won
no,
2
I'm going to use that from now on. We beat ourselves 8 times last year.
Yeah.
We beat ourselves.
Beat yourselves. Holy shit.
We went.
Well, right now they say we only beat ourselves 4 times in the last 6 years.
Yeah. All right. Well, the reality is that North Carolina is an up and coming program, and South Carolina is not. So there's that.
Whatever.
Hold on. Let's evaluate that for a second. You think your program is in better shape than North Carolina?
I just said whatever. Whatever can be lots of things.
I'm just saying
lots of things.
Your program, sir. Is your program better than North Carolina?
The Tar Heels have a 105-year-old coach right now. Okay, the future is not that bright. Hate to break it down to you.
Really?
Yes.
With their recruiting class, their future is a
hell of a is 100 years old.
If you finish the season if you just finish the season up 4-8, there's nowhere to go but up. So therefore, we are up and coming.
Up and coming. I'm coming up. I want the world to know. You got to let them show. Coming.
I think being on this show for Kale and having to hang out with the comrade has made him dumb.
I'm coming up.
It's not dumb.
Speaking the truth.
Alan Thompson with a great comment here. If they would have played later in the season, it would have been a worse beatdown. He's right.
No, it would not have. Wrong.
That's not necessarily true. Later in the season, we went into a team who was a hell of a lot better than North Carolina's own house and kicked their ass. So
and hurt Robert Fields.
The logic makes no sense.
Makes no sense. Your logic makes no sense.
Man, the North Carolina fans checking in hardcore tonight. Ben's Rich says Carolina Jackpot and Comrade are still mad because my Tar Heels beat that game.
Whatever. My Tar Heels. You didn't even watch that game, did you? You didn't know you had a football season going on last year. Someone told you at halftime of the UNC Duke basketball game, hey, our football team had a pretty good year this past year. You know that? Oh, they did? And that's what you found out. Ben's Rich. Let's be honest. Then you pulled it up on YouTube and go, oh, man, we did. Oh, Mac Brown. You thought Mac Brown had never left. You thought he was still there from the first time.
You can get Mac Brown or Judge Joe Brown. They're both better coaches than Will
Rich, I think that's Jalen's burner account.
Wow. All right. Well, I tell you what, we're going to go game by game with North Carolina. Nobody had anything really ugly to say about North Carolina, but
Their fans are ugly.
Their fans are ugly. You think that's the way to go? Is that their
Ugly
fans
in
are
life.
ugly?
Ugly in life. I can't stand Tar Heel fans. God Almighty, I can't stand them. Buckeye fans, Clemson Tiger fans, and Tar Heel fans are the three dumbest fan bases in the world. I can't stand them. Like, seriously though, I'm gonna be honest with you. I try to be kind of, like non-judgmental, okay? Because my wife's trying to work on me with that. But I have to tell you right now, I have to tell you something.
No. Slow down for just a minute.
Listen,
now, we've been doing this show together, you and I, for like 3 years. You're the most judgmental motherfucker I know.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be judgmental. But I have to tell you, though, and I try to be this way, because I try not to take my fandom in the real world, okay? But when someone tells me I'm a Tar Heel fan, I make a quick judgment in my head. Someone says, "Oh, I love my Buckeyes." I make a judgment. Like, I try not to. Like, okay, oh, I love Clemson Tigers. And I'm like, judgment. And I try not to, write them all off. But, like, it's real quick. It's a bad first impression. So I have an image in my head like, okay, this person right here, that's the problem. I try not to do that. I'm being honest. These are the three fan bases I do it for. Right there.
Well, there you go.
And Penn State fans. I don't hate Penn State fans, but I just kind of, whatever.
Okay, we can go down a list of fans you don't like. I mean, you've mentioned
Penn State fans.
You really don't like anybody. You know that, right?
Well, a Penn State fan, I'll say, "Hey, how about that Joe Paterno statue?" And if they get really mad, I get whatever. Move on. That's fine.
Okay, let's just move on, dude. You're not making much sense tonight. We're going to go game by game with North Carolina right now. North Carolina opens up the season at Spectrum Stadium in Orlando, Florida. They take on the UCF Knights to start the season. Now, by the way, when we're doing these projections, please don't be the guy that comes back if the COVID has something to do with the season and it messes up everything. And, we play 8 conference games and that's it. And then, somebody on here says, well, you said they were going to win 8 games and they only won 6 or whatever. This is if the season starts in September like it's supposed to. So
yeah, you can't. I can do that, but you can't. Now, I can give Rob a hard time, okay, but you can't. That's how it works.
Yeah, but that's
okay. Go ahead, Rob.
The way that it goes.
I think we're going to base everything right based on the fact, based on as if we're going to have a regular season.
Yeah,
right?
a miracle comes in, and the COVID is gone.
And then we make adjustments, I guess.
Yeah.
Come what may.
Back up and punt. Back up and punt. That's a good point there, Kale. Punting. UCF is they're playing on the road at UCF to start the season. 3 non-conference games in a row. So they don't have their home opener until September the 19th. But they go to UCF to start the season. Kind of a tough out at the beginning of the year. And Kale, what do you think is going to happen with that game? You got North Carolina, or are you taking UCF?
I'm going to take UCF in this opener, and I'll tell you why. It doesn't really have anything to do with UCF's offense. They'll be good on offense as usual. Yeah, this kid, I think his name's Dylan Gabriel, that's returning at quarterback, and they got some production there. Another decent running back. It seems like they just turn these guys out all the time. But the thing that stands out for them, they have 4 starters returning, 4 senior starters returning in the defensive backfield. That's going to be huge. It's a road game. I think that'll be just enough to give Sam Howell and that receiving core just enough problems to enable UCF to pull this victory off in what I think will probably be a high-scoring game.
Comrade, who you got, UCF or North Carolina?
I'm taking the team with national championship pedigree, UCF. They've won it, a couple of times here, according to them anyway. And I think this is the first kind of like the first little insight, the first little glitch. People start to say, hey, maybe the Tar Heels aren't that good this year. I think they lose. I think they lose to UCF. I think Sam Howell has a little struggles, a little sophomore slump. They take UCF to win this game like by 10 points. Kind of a go away. A little 10-point win. Beat them pretty, like not really in doubt. Take the Knights.
I'm going to be honest with the folks that are watching the show tonight, because we're going to have a lot of stuff where I think a lot of this comes down to the gentlemen that are my podcast co-hosts here. They automatically make predetermined judgments because it's North Carolina, because it's an ACC team. I really and truthfully believe that. I think that especially the comrade's like, it's UNC, they automatically suck. And in his mind, South Carolina is 12 touchdowns better than they are. Okay.
11. I'm going to say 12, 11.
There's just this you just think that they're not worth a shit, even though in reality, North Carolina is probably going to be a pretty good team. So it's not that far-fetched that you're going to have a lot of North Carolina hatred here, because North Carolina is a much better program than South Carolina is right now. And if these two teams squared off, it would probably not work out too well for the team from the South, the fake Carolina.
What does that have anything to do with me picking UCF to beat UNC? UCF has been a national – they've been a power the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I mean, they beat an SEC team, Auburn, in a bowl game. They came close to beating another SEC team in LSU. They're good.
Okay. Under that logic, Virginia's good.
How many games did they win in a row?
Shoes and hand grenades, Kale. They're playing in a conference that is not very well thought of. I mean, let's just be completely honest. They beat up on a lot of teams that are not really that good. So, and when it comes time to the end of the season, they've had a couple of good.
So they're Clemson, in other words.
Huh?
So they're Clemson, in other words. They play in a conference that's not very well thought of, and they beat up a lot of teams that aren't very well thought of.
That's basically it.
2 out of the last 3 national titles have come out of the ACC. And you know what? You really shouldn't talk about the ACC when the last time you played an ACC team, you got your ass kicked. The last time you played an ACC team in a bowl game, they lit you up and you didn't even score. Okay? We're still waiting on you to score in the Belk Bowl. In fact, the Belk Bowl retired, and I think South Carolina is the only team in Belk Bowl history to be shut out. So just remember that. But anyway, as we go through this, there's gonna be a lot of hatred towards North Carolina, because the two gentlemen that are on the show know that North Carolina is a better team than they are.
Who are you picking? Did you pick this game, Rob? Who are you picking?
Picking UCF. I think Chaz.
Okay. So you're picking UCF. Okay. All right. So all that, and you're going against them. So you agree with Cal and I, but you're okay. All right.
North Carolina to win over UCF. I'm sorry. Chaz Surratt's a good game at linebacker for North Carolina. He's going to shut down that UCF offense. And
we have a prediction. We have a prediction from Ben's Rich. I'm calling it right now. North Carolina is going to beat the brakes, BREAKS, off of UCF.
Yeah. I don't know why you think UCF is going to be that great. I just don't. So I said a couple weeks ago that I thought they were going to split the first 2 games of the season, and I'm taking them to beat UCF. Up next, they play Auburn at a neutral site. We've talked about how we don't like neutral site games. Kale, you got Auburn or North Carolina here?
I'm going to take North Carolina. You know why? Because Auburn's got to replace a lot on defense. And on offense, they got Bo Nix, but other than that, I mean, they don't really have a running attack. They got a couple of decent wide receivers, but once again, their lack of a real true defense will lead this. I don't know how high scoring of affair this is going to be. This is Chad Morris. Will be what, his second game At Auburn. We'll see what he can do with that offense there. I don't think he's got a lot of moving parts to work with. I think North Carolina beats them, though. They got too much skill, position talent there. And I think Auburn's just in a rebuilding phase. Yeah, I know Auburn beat Alabama last year, but at that time, Alabama didn't give a shit about that game. They had given up after they lost to LSU. They just had. So I don't think that win was as impressive as one would think. Also, I mean, they went out and lost their fucking bowl game to Minnesota. I mean, I don't think that Auburn is that impressive. So I think the Tar Heels win that one there. Some folks have called it upset. I call it just North Carolina imposing that will because they're pretty good.
Comrade, who you got?
Well, if Auburn throws more than 3 passes with their receivers, I think they'll lose. More than 3. They keep it under 3. If Chad Morris keeps it under 3, I think Auburn wins this game by a touchdown or 10 points in that range. That all depends on. So I'm going to take Auburn, but if you see 3 passes from the receiver by Auburn, then and the Tar Heels win, then I was right in that one too. Because Chad Morris, you can't trust him. So they'll win in spite of Chad Morris under the 2 passes from receivers.
I think that Auburn's going to be able to run the ball a little bit, and I think they're going to win this game. It'll be close. But I'm going to give Auburn the win there because I said they're going to split with UCF. I don't know why everybody's so in love with UCF. I don't get it.
They have national pedigree. They've won national champions before. Have you? I mean, well, I guess you guys have. But you guys do it illegally with Osterine and illegal pick plays.
Proof of that. So
UCF wins it legitimately.
James Madison is at home, and that's the home opener. The Dukes from James Madison. I'm taking North Carolina to win this game comfortably. Cale, what do you got?
Yeah, Dukes played for the FCS National Championship last year, but they lose their quarterback off that team. He now plays for the Dallas Cowboys. So I think North Carolina wins that one pretty handily.
Mike, you got the Dukes or the Tar Heels? All right, we're waiting. Mike's got some. There you go, Mike. Have you got the Dukes or the Tar Heels?
I'm taking the Tar Heels now. I'm sorry. I'm reading Ben's Richard comment. I'm going to take the Tar Heels in this one, and a close one. They'll win it by about 4. Okay, late touchdown from Sam Howell. Over the middle to survive and beat James Madison. Take James Madison the points, though. I'm telling you right now, bet every game against the Tar Heels with the point spread. Okay? Every game. Now, if COVID hits, don't get at me. But if we have a normal season, take the Tar Heels opponent in every game. Put $50 on every game, and you will win money. Mark it down. You'll win money. Ben's Rich, track it. Do it, and buy yourself something on me. Trying to help you out.
Didn't you do that last year with Tennessee, and you lost that bet?
I actually know. Did I say what? No, last year I used.
I honestly think it was Tennessee.
I don't think it was Tennessee. We'll have to go back and look.
We'll have to go back and look. I thought it was Tennessee.
I don't think Tennessee did that well against the point spread because early on they lost to some.
Tennessee gave up. Tennessee after the last 6 games of the season, they gave up 22 points or less. They did pretty good against the point spread.
Yeah, but they also were crappy early in the year. So I think I would have won the money.
Georgia Tech, they come to Keene Memorial Stadium, and that's going to be an interesting matchup there for the Tar Heels. Cale, who do you got? You got Georgia Tech, or you got the Tar Heels?
I think the Tar Heels win that one. Georgia Tech's got a lot of starters returning to year 2 of the Jeff Collins system, so I think they're going to be improved a little bit. It might be a good game. Might be a good game for a while, but I think North Carolina will pull away. Just too much talent there. A little bit more in Georgia Tech. It's going to take more than a year to get that thing rolling down there, but I'll give me Tar Heels to win that game pretty comfortably at the end.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Tar Heels as well. However, in about 2 years from now, Georgia Tech will start beating the Tar Heels, and they'll beat them every single year they play. Whenever they play, they'll beat them. Like look on an 8-year stretch or whatever it is. But yeah, but for now, the Tar Heels will take care of them. But Georgia Tech will be for real here soon. As soon as Jeff
I'm
Collins
not
kind of gets
doubting
his
that.
things in order here. So give me the Tar Heels for now. Did Rob drop off?
It's frozen.
You there, Rob?
Damn it! I hate it when this shit happens.
There we go. All right, gentlemen, is that better now?
Yep.
There we go. Okay, good. All right, so for some reason my board dropped off there. Anyway, Georgia Tech will start the season with the did you pick the Georgia Tech game, Kale? Who have you got? Georgia
Yes.
Tech. Okay, so you
North
got Georgia
Carolina.
Tech, North Carolina.
No. North
I'm
Carolina.
taking, okay, well I'm taking North Carolina to get a win there as well, and I'm pretty sure the Comrade's going to go that route. We'll give him a minute to get into the mix here. He picked Georgia. Okay.
Yeah, but he said in a few years Georgia Tech will probably go on like an 8-year string of victories over UNC.
Yeah.
Because they're going to improve the program that much.
Yeah, well, I think that's pretty much right because, excuse me, I like Jeff Collins a lot. So I think he's going to be
I think
good.
they're going to improve the program, but I don't think they'll go on an 8-year winning streak against anyone. But
Yeah, well, the Comrade's like he has like a hatred for North Carolina in general, but we'll see. There's the Comrade.
I don't fucking hate them.
I don't think you hate them. I think the Comrade hates them. Comrade's
I don't
already
hate them. I hate the
hate
fact that we shit the bed against them last year. I hate us.
Yeah. Well, up next, we've got they go on the road to Virginia. Sneaky game here in Charlottesville on October the 3rd. Cale, you get to go first, man. You picking Virginia, or you going with the wonderful Tar Heels here?
Sneaky game, sneaky situation. I still think UNC gets that win. They get a little revenge back on the Cavaliers for last year's loss. Virginia, it's only game 5. I still think they're going to be figuring things out offensively. Defensively, I think that Virginia is going to be very good this year. I think they'll be solid once again. But I think that North Carolina, once again, has a little bit too much for them offensively, and they'll win this game. It'll be a good one. This will be a close game, but I like UNC to get the win in Charlottesville on October 3rd against the Cavaliers.
Mike, who you got?
I'm taking the Tar Heels too. You think I hate the Tar Heels? I don't. I'm just honest with you. Virginia, I think Virginia's going to be taking a step back this year without Perkins. I don't think UNC is that bad where they're going to lose to Virginia. So it'll probably be a close game. Probably not. The Tar Heels will take the win there in this one. Taking the Heels.
Virginia also coming off that Clemson game the week before. That'd be a pretty tough one for them physically. So it might be a little bit beat up. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe not. Up next is Virginia Tech, and that game is at home. That's kind of another sneaky game right there in October, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to Cal. I'm taking the Tar Heels to drop that game at Virginia. For some reason, for me, I think they're going to split the two games with Virginia and Virginia Tech. So I'm going to go with them losing the game at Virginia on the road. But I think the next game, I think they'll win against Virginia Tech at home. But, Kel, what do you think about the home matchup there with Virginia Tech?
I think they lose this one. Virginia Tech, really, really good team defensively. They got some good pieces coming back on offense, too. Finally found themselves a quarterback. I think they can move the ball a little bit. And that's a home game for them. Lane Stadium, tough place to play. Tough place for the Tar Heels. Tar Heels haven't been very good historically against Virginia Tech, and I think that trend continues again this year. Give me the Hokies to win on October 10th in Lane Stadium. Hokey, hi.
Hokey. Gobble, gobble. Mike, what do you got?
Well, as you said before, I'm not a big. I think the Hokies are going to have a little tire fire issue this year with their coach. So normally, I would take them to win this game at home, but I think the Tar Heels win this one too. I think they sneak it out, and they get this win, close one. I'm just not sold on the Hokies having a good season. I think they're going to have a lot of games where they don't quite play up to their ability. So give me the Heels in a close one.
Up next, we've got Duke. They play at Duke on October the 17th, which Duke is like a high school stadium, man. It's crazy, but not the big ACC atmosphere that you would hope for. Comrade jokes about the basketball programs. They care more about basketball up there. I think there's like a rivalry. There's obviously a rivalry with these games, but I think Chase Bryce is going to do well up at Duke, but I think they drop this game. But Duke will drop this game. Kale, I got Virginia Tech losing, by the way, so give me the Tar Heels to get the win. Kale, what do you got with Duke, man? You think that Duke's got a chance in this rivalry matchup?
Yeah, no, I think Duke's kind of trending down a little bit. Where we saw them go to some bowl games in the past. I mean, they were kind of like Wake Forest is the up and coming team in that area right now. To me, other than UNC, Duke's kind of trending down. Yeah, I think Chase Bryce he'll put up some decent numbers, but North Carolina has too much for them here. And even though last year Duke wasn't very good last year. North Carolina only got a 3-point victory against them at home. So,
right.
This is the battle for the victory bell, and I think UNC gets this one once again, second year in a row. They take down Duke in the rivalry game.
Mike, you going with Duke or North Carolina?
I'm going to take Chase Bryce and the Duke Blue Devils. I think they pull a little upset here. I think Chase Bryce is a big day. And I think he gets away from that culture in Clemson. I think he's developed better here at Duke under a great coach. And I think they take care of the Tar Heels. So take Duke in the upset.
You're right about that. I'm agreeing on that to some point with Chase Bryce. But I think Duke's going to get the win this year. Right? Not Duke. UNC's going to get the win this year. All right, go into the next game. I got to change out my microphone here. They play at Miami. Kale, give us what you think about Miami.
Different look for the Miami team this year. Defensively, I think they'll be okay. They got a couple of decent defensive ends there. What are these young men's name here? What my thing here? Gregory Rousseau and Quincy Roche. Looks like Roach, but I think it's Roche. It's pretty good players there. Got a couple of defensive backs returning. Al Blaze Jr., a couple of other kids back there. Offensively, I think that De'Aaron King, who's coming over from Houston, presents a whole new set of challenges for anyone that's taking on Miami, he kind of reminds me of Bryce Perkins a little bit. He can run around a little bit. He can throw the ball. I think he's going to be a huge impact player. They have their entire offensive line returning, as well as tight end Brevin Jordan, probably one of the better tight ends in the country. Little revenge spot here. I think Miami makes a move this year, finally, as they're predicted to do it every year. I think they make a little bit of a move here and improve tremendously over 2019. Probably one of the more improved teams in the country. Give me Miami to win this game.
All right. Mike, who do you got? Miami or the Tar Heels?
The Canes are back. Not really back, but they're back enough to be the Tar Heels, okay? They're back enough that the Tar Heels won't give them problems anymore. How about that? So take the Canes to win this game by 3 scores, Robert. 3 scores. That could be 3 field goals, 3 extra points. 3 scores. Take the Canes to play one of their more impressive games of the year against these Tar Heels.
I don't think that Miami is going to be like that crazy good, to be honest with you. But I do think that on the road will be tough. So I'm going to take Miami to get the win here. So all of us have Miami winning that game. Up next for North Carolina is a bye week on Halloween weekend. Then they play UConn. Does anybody talk about the UConn game? Anybody giving UConn a chance?
No, I think Randy Etz will be fired as well from UConn pretty quickly as soon as they can get I'm not sure the buyout is, but UConn is going down in the trash quick.
Yeah.
That might be the next coaching spot for Will Muschamp, by the way, when he gets fired at the end of the season.
Shut it.
Oh, yeah.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, they dropped down. They dropped to independent this year, too.
I think they're trying to go back to Big East in basketball.
Their schedule is fucking brutal too. It really is. I mean, for them, they play some Big Ten teams, a couple ACC teams. It's pretty rough.
Yeah. So all of us have got them winning over UConn at home. Then they go on the road to Pitt. Oh no, they're at home for Pitt, November the 14th. That's a sneaky game in that Pitt is always a team that likes to run the ball and kind of muddy the game up a little bit. Cale, who do you got? You got the Panthers or the Tar Heels here?
Pitt, for all the tradition that they have and everything that they have, ever since they've come to the ACC, they are about as damn as exciting as a wet fart. What are the? And then they'll win. They're just like one of those typical ACC teams that win like 6 games, and they go to the fucking Quick Lane Bowl and barely meet Eastern Michigan. I think North Carolina wins this game. They lost to them last year too, by the way, in overtime. Yeah, and then the same Pitt team turned around the next week against Virginia Tech, and they got it pushed in. So I don't know who they are. I really don't know who they are. I know that they had a lot of sacks last year. I know they can run the ball fairly well, but I don't know how good they are defensively. But I think North Carolina will take care of business against them at home. Give me the Tar Heels to win by 2 touchdowns.
Mike, who you got?
Tar Heels here. I think it'll be a close game. It wouldn't shock me if Pitt won this game. As Cal said, Pitt's a little bit kind of weird to project a little bit. But I'll say the Tar Heels win this game close, but they won't win this game going away. It's a good game there, too. This one is a game where Pitt probably get into a good chunk of points. You can lay some points there on that. But take the Tar Heels win the game outright.
Give me North Carolina winning as well, although it'll be close. They go to Boston College on November the 21st. Boston College is rebuilding. Cale, can they pull off the upset?
No, I don't think that the Tar Heels can pull the upset off. No, I'm just kidding. I think North Carolina has no problem with Boston College. I think they beat them by 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Mike, who you got?
November 21st, up at Boston College. This could be the red bandana game too. I think isn't it around that close November?
Yeah,
the red bandana game towards the end of the year. It could be. Give me the screaming Boston College Eagles for the upset in the cold in the rain. Give me the screaming Eagles.
I'm not even going to do that with you. So
I'm going to take them.
I'm going to throat punch them. I don't know what
if they played the real screaming Eagles with head coach Hayden Fox and Luther, they'd get their
Don't forget
ass
about
beat.
Dauber. Don't forget about Dauber.
Oh yeah, can't forget him.
Up next, they wrap up the home season with the NC State Wolfpack. I think that. Go ahead, Kale. We'll get yours first. But I'm taking them to win over Boston College. What do you got them doing against NC State there, Kale?
Yeah, I just don't think NC State's very good. Just don't think they're very good at football right now. I mean, last year, they kind of fell apart after they won 8-9 games a couple years in a row. I think they finally found a quarterback, but they may be a little bit improved over last year, but recruiting hasn't been great.
Yeah,
the Dan Dorn regime. They took it the hard way several times last year.
Mm-hmm. They had some issues. You're right.
I take North Carolina here at home to win this game easily over NC State.
Mike, who you got?
Tough game here. You've got a great guy, and Dave Doran. I'm not sure he's a great football coach, but he's a great guy. The kind of guy you want to, your daughter to marry one day. Real good guy, real nice guy of character. That if you don't like him, something's wrong with you. That's why I view Dave Doran. So, but despite that, I'm going to go ahead and take the Tar Heels to win this game by about 10 points. A little 10-point victory.
I've also got the Tar Heels winning here. Only dummies like Dave Doran. So, anyway.
That's not true.
With that. So, when we look at the projections here, Kale, I've got you with the Tar Heels. You got them with a loss to Central Florida, a loss to Miami. So, you've got the Tar Heels at 10-2. Is that about right?
No, I had them losing to Virginia Tech too.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. So you got them at 9-3. Comrade has got
9-3, sir.
Yeah, sorry about that. I missed that. Comrade, you've got them losing to. Let's see here.
UCF, Auburn, Miami,
Duke, and Boston College,
and Duke.
And Duke. So you got them at 7-5 then, right?
Yes.
That's 7-5. For me, I've got them losing to Central. I got them losing to Auburn, Virginia, and Miami. So I've got them at 9-3. So this is the first time we've had a big discrepancy where we were really far off. In the past weeks and so, we've had what was it? God, I can't remember. With Georgia, I think we had them. We all thought they were 9-3, or that was Tennessee. The other games. Hello, son. The other games.
Hi, Daddy.
Hello, my son's talking over here. Anyway, but we're all close. But this one, we're just a little bit off. That's kind of crazy. There, Mike, you got them going 7-5.
I just don't think they're for real this year. I just think they're going to struggle.
Even with all the returning production that they have, you think that there's going to?
I think they're fool's gold. Fool's gold.
All right. Well, there we go with that. You guys want to try to take some calls this evening before we get out of here?
Sure.
All right, let's see if we can fire up the phone system here. Make sure that get the phone system going here for a minute. Let me get the number put up here. By the way, we're going to try to take some calls. The number to dial, if you want to call in, is streaming right there on the bottom. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. If you want to call in to join the show. Shout out to Knight, sir. Is that Robert Knight? That might be Robert Knight, one of our patrons.
Good night.
The good night. So we're going to try to take your calls this evening if the engineering portion of it works out. So you can call into the show at 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. So if you want to rail on the comrade about the Tar Heels going 7-5, the comrade with that, when you really stop and look at it, it could be it's one of those ballsy predictions because it could be he could be right, and if he's right, he's going to rub that in everybody's face. I just don't think the Tar Heels are going to.
I don't. Bad. I'm classy when I win. I'm always classy. Never rip people's face. I never do. I told you so.
Oh my God!
I don't do that. That's not how I roll.
Okay.
My whole thing is athlete you've been there before. I've made lots of predictions that were correct. I'm not going to celebrate when I am correct.
If that's the case, then why were you so adamant about them ripping up Georgia's field? You should have just walked off.
What's that? Because they knew it'd piss you off. They did that to trigger taters. It was a trigger. They were hungry. They were hungry.
Yeah, okay.
Don't get mad.
Not mad at all.
Don't get mad.
So there you go. If you want to join the show, we'll take a couple calls this evening. If not, we're going to wrap it up because Rob's feeling kind of run down. Brock says I think they go 8-4 or 9-3. Ben's Rich says NC stank. I mean, State is terrible in football and basketball. Yeah, we're not talking hoops, but I think they're on probation for something in the Godfrey era. They did something silly. All right, so I tell you what, it's been fun doing this tonight. Comrade, Kale picked last week, and he picked North Carolina. Which SEC team do you want to preview for next week? What you pick?
Let's do. We've done Georgia, right? We've done
Tennessee. Kale's here. Kale's lobbying for the FloridaGators.
That's fine. Let's do Gators. Let's do Gators.
Look at all the power Kale's got on the show, man. Listen,
I don't really have a team. I'm not like, it doesn't matter to me. If Kale wants Florida, we'll do Florida. If I had a team that I really wanted to do next week, like that stood out, I would overrule Kale. This is my choice. But hey, Kale's feeling Florida next week. We'll do Florida.
We'll do Florida on Sunday night, but then a week from now, we are going to do Florida State. That's going to be the ACC team we pick there. So
hot garbage.
Sunday night. What's that? Hot garbage? Hot garbage. Stinking. What is it? Hot dog water, Kale?
Hot dog water.
By the way, comrade, we have not talked about this, but we're coming up on the time where we need to start getting people into our pick'em. And we need to get that set up. So can you explain the pick'em contest to the people who are watching this evening?
All right, the pick'em contest, hopefully everything goes like we're supposed to. But basically how the pick'em contest works is this. During the week, usually on Sunday, we pick 5 games that we want to place in the contest of the coming week. And
10 games.
Week one's 10 games, and then rivalry week is all the rivalry games. But normally it's 5 games a week. except for the special weeks like opening week and the rivalry week at the end of the year. But 5 games a week normally. We pick them against the spread, and you make your picks, and the person with the most correct picks at the end wins all the money. Now, the money comes from you. You have to pay $20 to enter the contest one time. I had a person thinking to pay $20 a week. No, I could have screwed him over and said, yeah, sure. But no, it's $20 one time, and then depending on how many people join the contest, you get the payout. I think last year it was $800. I think $800 won it last year.
$800 to what was it? Sally Donegan.
Yeah, I think she was on vacation at the time. I had to wire that money to her on her vacation. I think she stayed her vacation a couple days longer to drink with $800 she won. So that's how it works out. It's kind of like the staple of our show in the fall. We've got some people who follow the show who take it really seriously. I mean, they make up excuses. They just if they get game things wrong, like they blame their kids and their business, they get games wrong. But it's a lot of fun to do. So we'll get it up and rolling and get it going. I won't take money quite yet because I want to make sure that we have a season before I start taking money from people. But we'll get that going here soon on the Robin Comrade and Kale. It's robincomrade.com website. We'll get that up and rolling.
Yeah, it's real simple.
That's why you folks out there that are listening need to spread the word and share it with your friends. We get as many people as possible in here because you build your own pot. You build your own pot. The more people that join, the bigger the pot at the end of the season.
That's right.
That is true. But you ever seen America's Got Talent, gentlemen? You ever see that show?
Sometimes. I call it AGT.
AGT, there you go. For the kids. The kids call it AGT.
Hashtag AGT.
Hashtag AGT.
Hashtag.
Comrade and myself and Kale each will have a golden buzzer. By that, each one of us will have one entry to give away. So we will, if you want to, we're gonna figure out some cool way to give away an entry into the contest. So if you want to enter for free, stick around and figure it out. It won't be that complicated.
If you're a Tar Heel fan like Ben's Rich, the entry fee is $40. I'm sorry, it's a fee we have to charge as part of the rules in terms of the FCC. I get some. It's not our rule. It's a tax. It's a Tar Heel tax they call it. Doesn't go to us. No, I'm just kidding, Ben's Rich. I'll let you. I'll make you a deal, Ben's Rich. If you get in the contest, for $19, Ben's Rich. $19. I'm gonna put $1 in for you. $19. You get an entry in. Ben's Rich, for you.
It's so simple.
You'll see we'll have some difficult games in there too. Last year, some of the ones that we had. Western Kentucky. What was it? Western Kentucky and Arkansas. I had up there.
We had some battles.
UMass versus UConn.
Yeah, there's some weeks that are tough to pick some games. There's some weeks in there, like usually week 2, I think. Week 2 is kind of tough. The week before the rivalry week games, good Lord, that's tough too. There's a lot of bad games. So
there are a lot of bad games there. But, it is fun. We will have our golden buzzer. So, you can Kale and myself and the Comrade are going to give away 3 entries. It's like we're Santa Claus in August. So there you go with that. Although the Comrade's the only one with gray in his beard, though. He could be Santa Claus.
The quarantine's got me. I haven't gone to the barbershop as much as I used to go. I usually go there and looking fresh and dapper. But we'll get that straightened out.
Anyway, but that's how it's going to work.
Grecian.
Well, we'll figure out a creative way to get into the you can get our golden buzzer and you can win your way in. So it should be simple. All right, gentlemen, I think we're done for this evening. I'm run down again, man. I'm going to go to bed. All right, you guys have a good night. And with that, this show is a wrap.
Hi, Mom.